everyone. Right now I'm going to show you a quick guide on how I do corporal solos here. Just been having issues with recording here. So my name is David. I'm going to be playing on my main account, Omaci. My initial stats, you're seeing my virtual levels here, so just pretty much 99. Max melee, except this, because, you know, everyone does range. I just don't do range often. So initially, the requirements for this, they're a little steep. You clearly do not need 99 construction, but I am using something that you need 82 construction for. At least you get a +5 boost with the stew, +3 with the saw. It's going to be the ornament rejuvenation pool. Now, you also need the jewelry box, the ornament jewelry box. You do not need the highest level one. You just need the first one to go to Corp. Those are the only initial two main requirements here that are going to be. A lot of people are going to, either have a hard time getting those or they're more expensive. Now, also, you would also need the Dragon Warhammer. That's another big ticket thing you're going to need. Dragon Warhammer. Some of these things can be replaced. I mean, you could probably work with a Fury, Dragon Boots, even a Zerker Ring. I mean, you really don't need a Tyrannical. Tyrannical is going to be the best bet for you. Now. Fire Cape, of course, you could also upgrade these. So Fire Cape, Infernal Cape, Avernic Defender, whatever it's called. You're going to need these total items here: Arclight, BGS, Zamorak Spear, along with Dragon Warhammer. You're definitely going to need a BGS. That is extremely crucial. You might be able to initially do this method without the Dragon Warhammer. It might be a little harder, but BGS is going to be a definite necessity. Here's what you're basically going to do. Now, I'm going to pot up here, and I'm going to place my cannon as I run in here. Now the cannon I'm using granite cannonballs. You can of course use normal cannonballs, completely at your discretion. Now my initial goal, hopefully I don't die here. Okay, well, my initial goal, I need to get 4 total Dragon Warhammer specs. So 4 total is going to bring its defense pretty much down to 1. After those, you're going to switch to the Arclight. Now, I'm not quite sure if most people know, Arclight lowers the opponent's, if it's a non-demon, lowers the opponent or NPC's attack, defense by 5% and strength by 5%, I believe, as well. Now, those are all going to be useful because you want to get his attack down as low as possible. So right now, I'm just doing the initial method here to get its his stats down with the Dragon Warhammer. So only 4 Dragon Warhammer specs, no more. I don't recommend doing less either. The point of using Dragon Warhammer first is to get his defense down for the Arclight to be able to even hit. The Arclight, now you're looking at a 5% decrease every time you hit. 5% times 20, it's going to be 100%. So typically you would need 20, but you're going to be doing this over time. So you're really going to need initially 22 total is going to be the amount of hits you're going to use with the Arclight. Now, I only need 1 more spec with the Dragon Warhammer. This is taking a little longer than expected. Since I'm having so many video issues, I am not going to be cutting this clip to the end where you see me just kind of jump and kill Corp. I am going to go through the whole process and just kind of talk through it. So bear in mind, if you just want to watch the video to see the drop, fast forward to the end. I don't mind, of course. And there's actually 4 hits right there, so switch to Arclight. And make sure you don't get comboed. So I have OS Buddy Pro. I'm not quite sure if this is part of the Pro feature. Runelight probably has these as well. Runelight has a lot of similar features, if not every single feature that OS Buddy Pro does. So if you have Runelight, good for you. Definitely do Runelight if you have it. If you want to fork over a couple bucks, OS Buddy Pro. But I believe Runelight apparently is the new meta. I haven't got around to switching to it. Now, inventory-wise, I don't really need anglers. I don't even really need manas. You can really use sharks. They're really just panic food. The problem with just being panic food is, I mean, there's actually really no problem. I mean, it's really not going to hit you. You'll see after a few hits. Unfortunately, I'm not getting lucky with the Arclight hitting that much. Really wish it would hit more. It's a lot of back and forth here, so bear with me. And if you didn't notice, I do not have an imbued on my tyrannical ring. I literally just bought it right before this video. So probably need to do that eventually. So still going hard here, 18 more. And then after the arc light, the next initial step is going to be the Bandos Godsword. Now, a lot of people don't know this about the Bandos Godsword. You have the typical, yes, it lowers the opponent's defense. Now, after the defense, does it keep lowering defense? Well, clearly not, because there's no such thing as negative, but when your defense is down to 1 or 0 and it can't go any further, it does roll over to the next stat, which I believe, after defense, it is, let's see, I think it's attack, but initially, I believe it goes attack, then prayer, or I think it's, oh no, it's defense, then range, then prayer maybe, and then it goes to magic. I don't remember, but eventually it goes to magic. I think it goes defense, strength, prayer, then magic is the initial. I don't have the initial thing pulled up at the time, but so basically what we're doing with the arc light, we're getting the attack down. So it's not going to roll over, and Corp doesn't have any prayer. So what we're initially doing is, when we pull out the BGS, we're going to do 200 damage. We're lowering its magic attack specifically. So when you're pretty much at the end of its rope here using the BGS, you're going to be pretty much not getting hit for anything. It might hit you occasionally, but you're really not going to have to eat that much. You maybe have to eat one food. That's a big maybe. But if you keep doing this method, initially you're not really going to be wasting that much supplies. If you're not 99 construction, just to let you know, if you have the money and you want to do it quickly, mahogany tables, of course, and I highly recommend it. It's awful. Don't do it one sitting. I went from 82 to 99 pretty much consistently on this game. It was the worst experience of my life, and I'd rather do any other skill. Yes, any other skill. You heard that right. But it was definitely worth the grind in the end. Unlimited teleports to your house, but your only thing you're really going to be using is house tabs. If you have 82 con at least. House tabs, they do stack up out over time. You of course can make them. It's not really that efficient. This isn't really a money-making guide, so to speak. You can do it if you have the money. It is kind of fun. It's a chance at pet. So it never hurts. So to try to at least get the pet. Or nice item. I was lucky enough to get a spectral kill count 19, I believe. So it does vary. Your luck varies. That's extremely lucky. I believe any of the shields. It's 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 1,100, I think, is the initial drop rate. I think Ellie is a little higher. But I'm almost done here. I only need 3 more initial specs, and at that point, I will be able to pull out the BGS, and then we'll pretty much AFK the amount. I'm trying to go as quick as possible again, just to kind of time the initial kill. If you get lucky, you could probably crunch out like a 12-minute kill. So I only need 1 more spec, and then I'll switch over to the BGS, and you need to do 200 damage. This is a lot of prep for 1 kill, but if you have the patience, you don't mind killing it. This method, I've seen Ultimate Iron Man use this method. I have an Ultimate Iron Man myself. I hopefully plan on eventually getting to this point. And there's initially switch to Crush. Okay, so here we go. We're on the BGS part. We are on the final stretch. We've got Dragon Warhammer, 22 arc lights, as you guys see there. If you don't have OS Buddy Pro, you don't really need to keep track. I mean, you can. If you don't want to keep track, use Monster Examine. I have it in my inventory just to show you. Once I'm done, I'm kind of chipping away at everything's damage here. I'll be able to show you what his stats are. If I could actually hit, because this is going to take quite some time, I may end up repotting just so I can kind of speed this up. So that's actually what I'm going to do now. Alright, and hopefully get to start hitting something. That'd be great. We're getting there. So 34, I brought Vengeance as well. It's pretty much irrelevant. You don't really want to waste any of the runes or load your cannon before you're done speccing. At that point, it is just a waste of cannonballs, and it is just a waste of runes. I mean, I guess you're getting magic XP, but it's pretty much a waste of time. There we go. Now we're hitting a little bit. 72 out of 200, almost there. I could probably solo it at this point. I would end up still using food. So I prefer to get that 200, just to make it an easier kill. And just to let you guys know, where you place the cannon might matter. I really don't know. I know that the cannon does chip away at Corp using granite cannonballs at least. But if you, the main purpose that I like to use it for is it does actually take out the core randomly. It may take it out immediately, which is great. You don't have to run it. But running the core really isn't that hard as a solo. It's 2 steps, 2 steps, hit 2 steps, hit 2 steps. So, all right. And we are almost there, guys. Thanks for bearing with me if you watch this long. Okay, 139. So it's probably, hopefully 3 more trips. We will see. And as I mentioned, it is a lot of setup. Okay, there we go. We actually might be able to do it next trip. So 188. I'm gonna spec it. If I get 200 in this next trip, I will stay and I will continue. And again, to make it faster, you don't need to waste all the stamina pots I did. I mean, I literally only drank 2 doses, but I'm gonna actually turn on my cannon right now. I'm confident I'll be able to hit at least a 12 on it. So there it is. I'll spec it again anyway, just for fun. Then I switch to stab. Now, you can have a billion different switches. You could also bring Bandos as well. I only bring Void. It's really easy, very simplistic, and you are killing, one of the funnest bosses. I think Corp's pretty fun. Zulrah is, I think, also one of the fun solo bosses as well. It's clearly a solo with Zulrah, but Corp a lot of people think is mainly a group thing. Yes, you could do it with a group, but if you're only going to be on for a little bit, maybe 20 minutes, you could always just throw in 1 Corp kill. If you're really efficient, maybe even 2. Better switches than I do. Now just to kind of show you, there's the attacks. So you are looking at 333 and then range 108. So it's definitely worth doing it this way. It's really not going to hit you that much. Protect from magic the entire time. Don't do protect from melee. I mean, I guess you can. It tends to mage a lot more anyway. And I have Venge. We could probably use that. It might hit me once, maybe. But as you can see, it's pretty easy. If you want to make these trips a little faster, you can bring a Crystal Halley or Dragon Halley if you don't have the Diary achievement. Maybe make sure you can, hit a decent amount more DPS. But this is pretty much how easy it is. The core is going to be coming out soon, unless it already did and I didn't realize and it killed it. But and I haven't eaten a food. If you guys can't tell, I have yet to eat a food. The only thing I've wasted here was some prayer pot and 2 doses of super combat. But this is and of course some runes. But I mean, this is a course with 99 con. I don't have to waste house tabs each time. I am going to refill my cannon in just a second, just for fun. No, it's chipping away slowly. You see it's hitting 2s and stuff. Granite cannonballs might not even be worth wasting here. But it is slowly working at it. I mean, those constant random 4s and stuff, they do help. I personally like to have my prayer pretty high, so there's the core. And I'm going to temporarily run it. So right now, cannon's not picking up on that core. There it goes. It's going to probably disappear. Nope, it didn't hit it hard enough. There it goes. So cannon took out the core. Easy enough. I didn't really have to run it that long at all. It's a pretty good spot right here. Wherever you end up, of course, it's going to work out. But as you can tell, I'm almost done. I'm not quite sure how long this has been. It's probably a little over 10 minutes at this point. But we are almost there. I mean, I could spec again. This is where the Crystal Halide probably come in handy. I mean, there's really no point in me BGS specking again. It's really not going to help it. It's just going to lower its range attack mainly. And it doesn't range, so I can revenge, I guess. This might be where stab accuracy will be coming in handy more for you than my crush ring that I'm still using. But again, I was making it easy, just consistent. Still haven't. I think I ate. No, I just finished prayer pot. I have not eaten a food this whole time. Probably gonna eat one just in case. Don't want to die. It's pretty far in. And there you pretty much have it. There's a Corp solo. It's not that hard. And we got adamant arrows, guys. Going places. Pick up this. And thanks for watching. I'm sorry I don't have a fancy outro or intro, but hopefully that'll help some people. They are interested in doing a Corp solo. See you later.